Okay, friends, you may risk the danger of getting terribly tired of me if this keeps up, but I feel like recording again. I was just going through my insight statistics on YouTube, and it's clear what draws people, what's calling them. And a lot of people respond to anything that's about Anastasia and those books, The Ringing Cedar. And I know that those of you who live in Europe and on that side of the ocean are a lot closer to the whole movement that's grown up around Anastasia. And I don't know what it's like from your perspective. How can I? I'm not connected with anyone else physically that that knows about these books. I tell people about them, and I've got a few friends who are reading them and who are interested, but what we get is through the books. So we don't have the direct contact with the communities that are growing up and with the people that are walking this talk and that are living it and what they're going through. But I have a rich inner life when it comes to Anastasia and her family, her son as well, and the grandfathers and even Vladimir, I'd venture to say. But of course, we all fall in love with the being which lives in the body called Anastasia. We're all divine, but Anastasia has surrendered anything approaching what would be a normal life for her and her people by coming out and sharing what man can be. Just like I'm so insistent when it comes to what is my message, that I'm just an ordinary Jane. I'm just a regular person. I hadn't thought of that, but Anastasia is equally insistent. She says, I'm just man. You know, I'm nothing special. I'm no divinity. I'm no ET. I'm nothing that you aren't and that you can't be. And so she sets that example for us. Now, I'm not speaking to those, I suppose, who think she's a fiction. That's fine. I'm not one of you. So I'm not walking down that road. Anastasia lives for me. Anastasia supports me. She's there so quickly when you call on her. If you live in heart, you too can be friends with Anastasia. We'll likely never meet in the physical, but you know, we're not physical, folks. We've got to get past that. We are not physical 3D beings. These are suits of clothes that we've put on to make an appearance in this dimension. I mean, there are plenty of beings here with us that can't be seen because they don't have one of these genetic skin suits, okay? And so they can have an influence and an effect, and they do. We're supported by many beings, and we're tortured and terrified by others. I mean, there's all kinds of life that the five senses of the 3D body don't register, or haven't up until now. They're starting to. So anyway, Anastasia is very real. Our union, our oneness, as all life, is very real. That being the case, there's nothing between us and her. Where's the barrier? Meeting a physical person is not necessary. I support people all the time, and I am supported by others all the time. And we don't meet. It's just not required. You're an energy being. And the more we get comfortable being in our energy awareness, our energy body, our heart. I don't know. These are all just words. Go where they point. The more we're comfortable just being energy, the more experiences like this we can tap into and have for ourselves. Time is not real as a limitation. They're just, you know, who is it? Jessica Mystic on YouTube, Jessica Schaub. I like the way she says it, and she says it often. There are no limits, only beliefs. And I know you can't just shuck your beliefs like you can the shirt that you wore to work, to put it in the laundry, but then again, maybe you can, you know. It gets down to the definition of the you. Who and what are you? I would venture to say, and to say truly, that every trouble that you have or that you think you have is all because of mind. Oh, excuse me, my nose tickles. It's all based in the mind. Mind is the one that has troubles. Mind is the one. And we identify with that, and so we make it our troubles, and then you know, we're the little marionette. We're being danced not by divinity, but by deviltry, if you will. And I'm using that word lightly, okay? There's nothing to fear. There's no need to fear. When you think you're the body can be hurt, and so you can have fear. But we're so not the body. And there has never been, certainly in recorded history and tens of thousands of years, maybe millennia, going back before that, there's never been a better opportunity to rise up in consciousness. The frequency, the energy that is around us is totally in support of that. And so it's almost like we can just relax back into it and enter new levels of consciousness. It's practically that easy. All you have to do is have a good, decent, honest heart and follow that and be in that. But back to Anastasia. Anastasia, to me, is very real. Her mastery is intense. Her advancement, I mean, she was brought up in these ways, and she was never programmed. And so she didn't, oh my goodness, my nose just tickles. I don't know what that is. She didn't have anything like that to overcome. And so she soared, as our spirits can too. But you know, she soared even beyond the advanced beings of her own people. She amazed them regularly, and no doubt still does. And so what man has done, man can do. That's really basic. But let's redefine man and woman and child. Let's redefine that whole thing and find ourselves in heart. I call it in heart. Different ones call it different things. You know what it means. When we find ourselves there, we are well and truly limitless. And so a conversation with Anastasia is very possible. But don't expect anything linear and for words to follow one another and for her to take time with you, because what you request, it happens in an instant. Anastasia is very fast. She vibrates at a very high level. And there's just no need for your mind to keep up with the conversation. She's beyond that. I would call her a being of heart. And I would call her the best example of what heart can do and be. And so there's my 2 cents worth on Anastasia. Bye.